Hello, you are watching the latest edition of DBE TV News. We come to you every Friday on the DBE TV channel 122 on OpenView at 12 p.m. and on the Department of Basic Education's YouTube channel. Welcome. I am Tsehohajo Moachi. In our top stories this week, changes in the Gauteng Education Department as Panyaza Lesufi is elected as Premier. Northwest teacher crowned as the Shiro in the country. Minister Angie Motshekga launches a surprise Shondline upside-down school in the Northwest. The KZN Education Department hosts a countdown for the matric class of 2022. Deputy Minister Dr. Regina Mhaule speaks in the Eastern Cape about the importance of learners reading for meaning and with comprehension. Let's start here. Gauteng Education MEC Panyaza Lesufi has been elected Premier in the province. The Gauteng legislature held a special sitting on Thursday following the resignation this week of David Makhura. In his acceptance speech, Lesufi said he was a product of education and that he was sad that his relationship with the basic education sector has come to an end. Staying with Lesufi earlier this week, while he was still the Education MEC, he announced that the placement period for the 2023 online admissions will be from the 3rd of October to the 30th of November. Parents who use the online admission system will receive SMSs of which schools their children will be placed. And according to the department, this is based on a specific criterion and the capacity of each school. Placement offers must be accepted within 7 days.
So if you didn't get the SMS tomorrow or on Tuesday or on Wednesday, don't panic. We are releasing them in batches, and we are also releasing them literally every day until we have managed to conclude this process. So all parents will get the SMSs. We are starting with those that have been placed. We are also starting with those that we feel they meet the criteria. You will see I'll go through the criteria so that even when parents receive these SMSs, they must know the criteria that we have followed. The SMSs will be sent to the cell number or mobile number that you used when you're making an application. But if we have lost that number, you can still go to our website, gdeadmissions.gov.za, using your credentials, your login details. You will then be in a position to know whether your child has been placed or not. You know our website is www.gdeadmissions.gov.za. If also you have lost your credentials, because there are many people that forget their own password. I've made a joke about how to create a password. I don't want to go back there. But if you have lost your password, you go to the same website and you click on forgot a password link, and then you follow the prompt. You'll be in a position to then reset your password, and you can check whether your child has been placed or not.
Lesufi also reminded parents that they can appeal the placement if they are not satisfied.
The reason why we are in love with the online registration as well is that it has an objection and appeal process. Unlike when you queue at the school and you are told the school is full, you can't appeal. You are told the school is full, so leave. So with the online registration, the parent has the right to appeal. So you can object if you have placed your child at the school you don't want, but remember, we didn't thumbsuck the school. You applied for that school. And if we say we can't accommodate your child, you can then appeal to the HOD. If you are not happy with the HOD, you can appeal to me and say, I don't take your reasons why you didn't take my child. We will be in a position to review your appeal and will attend to it. Remember, the process of getting the SMS will only go to those parents that have given us their valid proof of address. If you have not given us your valid proof of address, we don't know where you stay, so you can't place your child.
He added that there will be an opening for late applications.
Those that have missed the boat, which simply means when we closed the online registration, either they were staying in another province, or they didn't apply, or they were going through some personal challenges. The late registration is the 1st of December to the 15th of December. But remember, we are only going to do that and open that to the schools that still have spaces. That have spaces. But if they don't, will not be in a position to provide that. So,
Judith Mutsusi, a grade R teacher from Mafikeng Primary School, has won the 2022 Woolworths Shiro Award. She was awarded the prize on World Teachers' Day, the 5th of October. Launched during the COVID-19 pandemic, the award recognizes teachers who have gone the extra mile despite all the unprecedented challenges, some who compromised their health, and assisted learners who could not access virtual learning. Mutsusi was nominated into the competition by a learner she taught in 2021 and says she's grateful to that learner who has recognized her efforts. Her prize includes a laptop, 1,000 Rand voucher from Woolworths, and a 5,000 Rand voucher for her school. Now, during the award ceremony, Basic Education Minister Angie Motshekga thanked and honored teachers for their sacrifices.
And I must say to teachers, we have the recognition and the respect of the world that we weathered the storm. But that's why I met teacher unions almost every day to meet them up to 10 p.m. The next day we meet with them. Because we knew without the cooperation of teachers, it didn't matter what we thought as government. It will not happen. It happened because our teachers agreed with us and allowed us to open schools. As a country, we have emerged victorious because of the caliber of our teachers and their leaders, and we have to and are honored to honor them while still part of our system. Against all odds, this cohort of teachers weathered the storm and made their country proud. The matric results of the last 2 years tell the story. When your country called you, our teachers showed up. And it's not that we're not scared even ourselves. So on behalf of government partners and sponsors, we say well done to all teachers, the heart and soul of our education system. Equally, we want to pay tribute to fallen teachers, over 3,000 of them who died in the line of duty over the last 2 years of battling the global pandemic. We lost heads of department, we lost presidents of unions, we lost officials, we lost so many other people. So it was not an easy period.
October is National Teachers Month, and Motshekga has urged South Africans to thank teachers while they are still alive.
Those who are not teachers, please take a call. Anybody, call your teacher, find them where they are, send them a... As teachers, we don't want too much. We just want people to be able to say thank you. That's not so. So they must just take a phone call and say thank you, teacher. Even if it's their children, to say your mother made a difference in my life, and I want to express my gratitude and appreciation. We really want everybody to shout out. And if we can, and with all the stores, there must be a shout out to teachers, say, whoever is a teacher in the store, thank you very much, teacher, for having been in our lives. So indeed, if we can all join out in the shout out and say thank you, teacher. So we want to encourage, as I say, everybody, shout out to your teachers, send them a bouquet of flowers or cards, and let them know their impact in your life, and want everybody to do it now in the month of October. After all, the success began with your teacher, so let's acknowledge them and give them the honor they deserve.
The minister said she is confident that all teachers will be able to teach their learners even in this changing world.
So as basic education, we are now seized at rolling out the skills for a changing world in ordinary public schools. And again, these best teachers, I think, are going to, again, to be the leaders to really help us get the new skills we require, which we have to impart in the children's schools. Because in any case, as teachers, you can't teach if you don't want to learn. I always say to people to say, I'm not getting promoted. They say, what's your qualification? They say, you want to teach but you don't want to learn. We can't teach if you don't want to learn. Because why should other people learn and allow you to teach them and learn from you if you don't want to learn yourself? So we are perpetual learners as teachers. So again, I'm counting, I know teachers are lifetime learners. We will be able to learn the new skills of a new world, and we will be able to lead as usual. And I'm happy to report that the robotics and coding are now part of our curriculum. We know the value of digital skills for the future generation of tech educators and e-commerce careers. We've been visiting different parts of the world to see how people are doing it right. We're in the same economic status with us. We're in New York. Recently, we went to Cuba to really see and benchmark ourselves against the world to make sure that our children are not left behind. And I'm very confident that our teachers, as soon as we have sorted out things out, our curriculum, our resources, they'll be up to the task.
Motshekga also spoke about the new additional subjects in the curriculum, adding that she is pleased to see the work learners are now able to do.
We really are also working on the 3-stream curriculum. I visited the school St. John O in Parktown, and I was amazed to see our children building a car from scratch and getting it to move, and they were so proud of it, and I was also in awe. I went to a school in Soweto where they're doing robotics, and they were showing me the logo pieces that they had to put together for a solid 2 weeks. Those kids said we used to come at school at 7 to try and get this thing right. We used to leave at 5 for 2 weeks to get those robotics working. And that, again, for me, brings so much hope in the sector to say, I think we're bringing life at school. We know that our children learn through play, and that's what we're discussing also with the NBC to say, maybe even our ECD model is not helpful. Close them in small garages, they sleep and do 2 little beds, one called Peter, because there's no space to do anything else to run around, otherwise they'll get hurt. We do want them to do the 2 little beds, but we also want them to learn to play. And there's no space to play if we really work in this model that we have.
When we return, we find out more about the surprise Shond Lane Upside Down School.
Part of the compliance with the kitchen is good ventilation. And when we observe, we see that we have great window here, which brings in clean, fresh air and air going outside. And also the use of these stainless steel tables, tables that are not rusted. This is a great a way of complying with food safety. And also the display of this poster, which shows that in case of food poisoning case here at the school, the food handlers actually, they know who to contact, from your environmental health practitioners to the district coordinator, and refer.
We have a sample. She spoke about in case of poisoning, where we track. Every day what we do is that we put the sample in case there is something that is reported. Maybe a child is not feeling well. If they want to trace it back to the school, we offer the sample so that it can be tested. So it is kept for a day. The next day we prepare the sample from the meal of the next day. We will have breakfast. That's what they ate. And this container is meant for lunch. And we have our stations, all these posters, when the food handlers go for training, when they come back, they come with posters. We display them so that as and when they work, they learn and they refer.
Basic Education Minister Angie Motshekga has welcomed the surprise Shond Lane Upside Down School in Rustenburg in the Northwest. Motshekga, together with the 10 Flags Theme Park CEO Thapelo Tshepe, launched the school, which is a first of its kind in the world. The school is fully equipped with modern technology as well as a wealth of activities that teach independent thinking and all-round curiosity with a focus on engineering, sciences and ICT. The 10 Flags Theme Park is meant to enhance and expose learners to knowledge and competence that will help become more complete students as they embark on the journey of varsity life and their careers.
And I'm excited that, again, at the heart of your initiative is really introducing our learners to STEM, and now say STEAMing, and that's what I'm happy about Innovation Park, because we also have accepted that It's science, technology, but also there's arts.
Yeah.
And also innovation. Because I always say to people, doctors are going with the best engineering. If there's no art, because I to really get our kids to really sharpen their art skills, and hence I say for me, the theme park also works at the soft element of what we have to soften around our kids. Because our NDP says we have to ensure that as education or as a country, we provide education and training to ensure that all children benefit from a high quality education, especially regarding languages, math, science, and now we're saying with technology.
She added that seeing science and technology in action was exciting, and it's something that is needed for learners.
And it was very exciting to see it in action. And that's what I think is important also, so that you can see the science turned upside down. You can see, and I'm sure it's exciting for our kids. I think it's a world that will make them more curious, because the biggest thing about childhood is curiosity and energy. So the park will take care of the energy, the science will take care of curiosity. Because that's what qualifies. Why and all they want to do is to run around and touch things and do things. So that's the natural character of young people. And this, I think, is going to make it very interesting. Now, I was also quite happy that they're involving my girl children, because we have a conscious and deliberate biasness to say we have to make sure that the girl child is at the center of everything we do, without necessarily saying the boy child is distracting, sometimes but we also want to be conscious and deliberate. Because indeed we have to look at the boy child. As they were saying, I have huge interest in terms of gender studies. And it's quite sad to see how the bad boy child is really becoming dispensable. I call it dispensable. They're the highest number of people in prison. They're the highest number of people on drugs. They're the highest number of people who are homeless. And it does say we have to also consciously say, what is it that we do to socialize a boy child properly, in a way that does not make them dispensable? So as we affirm the girl child, we also have to say, what are the things that we do?
A grade 11 learner from Michael Modisakeng Secondary School in the Northwest has been buried on Saturday, the 9th of October. He drowned while attending a life skill peer education seminar for boys at Sparkling Waters Hotel near Rustenburg. According to reports, 21-year-old Amugelang Mokwena disappeared without anyone's notice and went on to jump inside the swimming pool. Northwest Education MEC Mapefo Matsimela has sent her condolences to his family, friends and the schooling community. The Eastern Cape Education Department says reading is important and reading with meaning is something they want to ensure all learners can do. The provincial department has launched the province's reading strategy with MEC Fundile Gade saying this reading strategy is to accelerate the efforts of teaching reading with meaning and comprehension by the end of the 3rd grade throughout the system. Gade was joined by Basic Education Deputy Minister Dr. Regina Mhaule.
South Africa was known to be a country of people who do not read, and who were classified as such. So, the Eastern Cape Reading Strategy builds on the existing reading ecosystem on how to address the national reading morass, and it addresses both the core and the peripherals. Our integrated national reading sector plan is grounded on addressing both the root causes and what researchers will always call peripherals, as I indicated earlier on. To the department, there are no peripherals, as there's a piece of robust research evidence to suggest that parents' involvement in the children's literacy is highly beneficial and not the proverbial peripherals. As we understand it, the foundation of any quality basic education is caters on reading, and not just reading for meaning, as well as reading with comprehension. Reading for meaning, according to researchers, is a research-based strategy that helps all readers build the skills that proficient readers use to make sense of challenging text. The regular use of the reading for meaning strategy allows students to practice and master the 3 phases of critical reading and lead to reading success, and that includes previewing and predicting before reading, active researching for relevant information during the reading, reflecting on learning after the reading.
Dr. Mhaule also spoke about the importance of reading for comprehension.
The second thing we need to get for all learners is what we call reading with comprehension. According to researchers, reading with comprehension means understanding and interpreting what is read. This means to be able to accurately understand written materials, children need to be able to decode what they have read, may make connections between what they have read and what they already know, and think deeply about what they have read. In other words, reading with comprehension means having a sufficient vocabulary or knowing the meaning of enough words. As they say, only readers with solid comprehension can draw conclusions about what they read, what is important and what is a fact, what caused an event to happen, which characters are funny. In simple language, reading with comprehension involves combining reading with thinking and reasoning. Thus, we say our learners have to read with comprehension because they make sense of the written words.
After the break, we are back in KZN as the MEC visits a learning and teaching support material warehouse.
I am sure that you have the passion and the drive to be the next DBE E-Cubed National Best Teacher for 2022. This year it works slightly differently in that you can nominate yourself or get your colleagues to enter themselves. WhatsApp the following number 060-060-3333. What you WhatsApp is NTA 22 and follow the prompt. You can do this, so why don't you?
The KZN Education MEC Mbali Fraser inspected the learning and teaching support material warehouse to check the state of readiness for the 2023 academic year. She is certain that it is all systems go and the material will be delivered on time to schools. Fraser was joined by the Education Head of Department, Nkosinathi Ngobo. She used the time to thank the staff at the warehouse, reminding them that they too are building a nation.
Umsebenzi enisenzela wona njengoba nila ngaphakathi ngoba umsebenzi eniwenzayo umsebenzi wesizwe, abantu abazosizakala ngalomsebenzi eniwenzayo, abantu ngelinye ilanga abayoba omongameli balelizwe, abantu abayoba obaba nomama, abayoba ama-citizens ahloniphekile. Kodwa ngoba nina umsebenzi wenu niwenza kahle, nithembekile, bonke abantwana bakwaZulu Natal ngoJanuary bazokwazi ukuthi babe nama-exercise, bazokwazi ukuthi babe nencwadi, othisha bazokwazi ukuthi babafundise. Ngakho-ke umsebenzi eniwenzayo ningawuthathi njengomsebenzi ukuthi nibala ama-exercise noma niphekhe incwadi, kodwa nazi ukuthi ngezandla zenu nikhanda umuntu. Ngoba nani njengoba nila kunothizo wakhanda umuntu, angithi ngaba nikwazi nokubala, ngithi ngempela nani ngiyakwazi ukubala othisha bengekho. So ke nalabantwana ke ngeke bakwazi ukufunda nina ningekho. Sengifuna nazi ukuthi umsebenzi eniwenza la ubaluleke kangakanani. Ngakho ke ngiyafisa ukuthi ngithathe leli thuba ngisho ukuthi siyabonga kakhulu ngokuyinikela kwenu.
She added that she is satisfied with the state of readiness for the new academic year.
I must say that as the department, we are very much happy with the state of readiness that we found here. Our textbooks are in order, and of course even our exercise books are ready. The reason why we decided to come is because our core function is to teach the learners in KwaZulu-Natal. So if the material is not ready, it means come January next year, there won't be any teaching in our classrooms. So we therefore decided to come here to witness the work that is happening here so that we know exactly that we are ready come January, everything is in order.
That's how we end this bulletin this week on Channel 122 on OpenView and on YouTube. Before we go, we urge parents and guardians to assist the matric class of 2022 as they prepare for their final exams, which begin later this month. To the learners, remember to study in groups, ask your teachers for assistance if you don't understand something, and eat well. Also, try get as much sleep as possible. Thank you for watching.